Last night, the Des Moines City Council approved a new ordinance aimed at the city's homeless population. City leaders say they want to take action to help unhoused people find shelter and resources they need. Here to tell us about the changes and what else is going on in the city is Mayor Connie Boesen. You haven't been here for a while. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
So as we all saw, and we were not surprised, last night's meeting got heated very quickly. People are passionate about the homeless issue and this ordinance that is passed. First, just talk to us a little bit about the ordinance. It changed as the readings went along.
Right. We initially, I think we need to clarify, this only pertains to the people that are outdoor camping in public space. Mm-hmm. So the last point in time count was about 150 individuals. And our belief is that we need to make sure that we have a community safe for all. When you're going by in a public space and you have some incidents that have happened, we believe we need to do better. But most of all, we need to do better for the people that are unhoused, and we're hoping that we can get them help faster and get them into whether it be a shelter, alternative setting, or finding out what they might need. One of the strongest components of this ordinance was that we were able to secure 3 additional outreach workers through primary health care, though they'll be the first point of contact. And what we're doing is shortening up the time that people have been allowed to camp, because before we'd give a notice it'd be up to 10 days. We're saying now those possessions have to be moved in 3, but you need to be out of the campsite. We believe that many people, if they know how some of the items they might need, whether it be finding additional housing or getting Medicaid or their Social Security or things like that. We have an outreach worker, a social worker in our library embedded, helping many residents right now. So again, our goal is to get people the help they need and get them, and we've tried to reduce every barrier. So we've worked with the ARL about if you have a pet, your pet can go there until you can get into more permanent housing. We have storage containers. We have something temporarily right now, looking at more permanent so you can get to it at any time. Mm-hmm. We've put public restrooms outside of some of our parking garages downtown because there's a huge need. And I went by just on the way here and saw them. So they're already in place. We've also added about 3 more initiatives that we've asked for the manager to look at, and that's pallet homes. Pallet homes are in many communities, and basically they're prefab put together, but they're considered a pallet because you can move them. Mm-hmm. And we're looking for a location to put pallet homes that are heated and air conditioned as more temporary housing, especially for families, women and children, and the LGBTQ and seniors. So designate that, but finding more shelter capacity.
Yeah, that's a huge point, and I think it's a really big point among the people who have showed up over these past several months to protest this ordinance, is they view it as punitive and not helpful. So we all know in the media that every time we do these stories, the shelters are not only overcrowded, they're at capacity, they're over capacity. So in addition to the shelter issue in terms of like a mobile type thing like the pallet homes, what else is being done to expand those services so that we can get people in there right now?
Well, I think that sometimes the people that are coming out of homelessness too or unhoused also need more supportive services. Mm-hmm. So we're working with some groups to find more supportive services. Monarch is a project that Anna Women's doing out on Merle Hay Road. That's 40 units that should be open fairly soon. We all know that we as a metro area need to do more for affordability, and we're looking at that. I was at a meeting today of our MAC Council where we're going to get inventory of how many units are at 30%, 50%, 60%, 80%, so that we can get a better handle. But we have a unit that's going in on where the old Plaza Lanes were. There'll be 40 units, and 8 specifically for unhoused people that they're coming out of homelessness into shelter or permanent housing with supportive services, because so many people need the additional supportive services. And our shelters, we know that from what we hear, some people just don't want to go to a shelter too because it's not the setting that we need. And that's why we're looking at the pallet homes, and we're going to be looking at more alternatives. And then I know that some things are being done in Urbandale. I think West Des Moines is looking at some.
I could tell that you were frustrated last night with the reaction from people right after the vote was taken. Do you feel like you're hearing those people who are voicing so much concern about this?
We absolutely heard. That's why we've added more things. We are working tirelessly, and there's a lot of things that we're still doing that weren't even in the ordinance. Mm-hmm. We've talked about putting $50,000, and that's another item we added, So incidental. So if you get behind on your rent for maybe a month and it made you homeless, well, maybe we'll give you that. Or like amenities if you need your medicine to go get medicine if you couldn't afford things. So there'll be a fund that we're setting up to help people. So we have heard very loud that we needed to do more, but we're saying that everybody can do more. That's why we also said that we'll look at the ordinance. I know in another city, churches were allowed to let campers camp. So they have facilities, restroom facilities, and they have parking lots that could be used. The other thing is looking for a certified campsite that people that want to camp, but you'd have trash facilities, you'd have restroom facilities, if that's how you choose to live, if you want to be, not that it'd be long-term, but until we could find more housing. So we are doing every aspect that we can, but we do know that in some cases they're living in very unsanitary, unsafe conditions, and we all can do better.
Yep. To that end, quickly, a lot of people have a big problem with the fine. I know it was knocked down dramatically from $150 to $15, but many people are saying, we're talking about homeless people, like they don't even have $15.
Well, we know that that's why we said it would be waived if they couldn't afford it. There's a lot of things that we can do that we do. We wanted compliance, and because in order to get better compliance, that's why it was put on. It's never been about the fine. It's been about compliance. And when you talk to the people that do a lot of outreach work, and many times they get compliance very easily. They just need to people just need to know where they can go get supports. I'm not saying it's 100%, it never will be, but we've all got to do more to help people in need.
Okay. It's a complicated issue. There are no simple answers, and we appreciate you addressing it today.
And I think, too, we have to look at, we're working also with the state, too, on what we can do on projects and things, and we know that mental health is one of the big. So we all, again, trying to work with Broadlawns and Polk County on the Sobering Center where their crisis medical team or psychiatric or mental health group will be. So again, that opens in November.
Okay, very good. Mayor, we'll have you back again. We always appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you.
And we'll be right back.